Hey, what's up? This is Ola,
Nick White.
Yardy G.
And this is Logan.
and this is just another segment. Right now, we're at this event. Can you tell me a little bit about this event?
We are live at the Evansville HorrorCon from Evansville, Indiana.
And then let me know the name of you guys' podcast.
So we are the Toxic Icon Podcast, hunt actors out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. Looking pretty nice in here. Can you tell me a little bit about this event? And then we're going to talk a little bit about you guys' podcast.
So basically what we have going on here is the entire horror community has come out, and there are plenty of vendors, authors, costume people doing cosplay, different panels, celebrities from different horror movies that are here in Evansville, Indiana. They're signing autographs, selling their hard worked on products and things like that. And this is basically just like a big weekend for horror fans to have a good time and hang out with one another.
This is super dope. And how did you guys find out about events like this?
So this is actually our second HorrorCon. We first found out about the Scarefest HorrorCon out in Lexington, Kentucky, and then we just kind of fell down the rabbit hole from there.
That's super dope. And young lady, who's your favorite person that you like to see up here?
I would like to see that tall man. I was really scared of him, so I think it's my chance to take a picture with him. So I think it's my time. So.
That's what's up. Now let's talk about the podcast. Let me know what the podcast is, what you guys talk about.
Oh man, so basically what Toxic Icon Podcast is, both of us are hunt actors in the St. Louis, Missouri area at the Darkness Haunted House. And so what we have done is created a podcast that talks about our love for being in the haunted house, haunted attractions, but also horror movies as well, and anything that falls under the horror cloud as a whole. That's what we talk about.
Anything to add to that?
Stay toxic.
Stay toxic indeed. So we just finished doing an event. We was doing a podcast. We did an hour long. What was the name of the podcast? Is like a episode, or what episode was this?
Yeah, so this was episode number 22 in front of a live audience. The first time we've ever done something like this. And it was nerve-wracking, but fun at the same time.
Yeah.
The coolest thing about what we do with the podcast is that we're learning. We can always learn something different every time we put together an episode. But what an accomplishment this was. We started this podcast in July, and we already had our 22nd episode, man. So this is a pretty big accomplishment for us.
So we know you guys are into the horror films and everything like that. You're at the event, you came to work, but you also came to look around, play around, connect, maybe get a couple of things. What are you guys looking forward to doing now that you guys are done with your podcast here?
I want to buy some merch and eat.
I want to see what T-shirts I can find. Cool thing about the horror cons, you can find T-shirts here that you can't find online.
What type of T-shirts and merch are you guys trying to get? Like anything that you guys really like? Any specialties or?
So I'm a tumbler type of guy. So as long as I can find a good cup that will keep my drink cold all day or hot if it's winter, I'm cool.
You know what? I didn't think about that. I might want to get a souvenir to bring back home, especially to the fam and girlfriends. You got something to say?
Mm-hmm. If I if it was winter, well, technically it is winter. I could find a little cup from here and I stay chill, give me a little coffee from Starbucks. I'm fine with that. I can chill.
Cool. So how long have you guys been doing your podcast? When did you guys start? And what encouraged you to actually start doing a podcast?
So we kicked it off in July of 2023. And what kicked it off was we really wanted to push ourselves in this horror community beyond what we do at the haunted house. The haunted house is well known, and we work at a well-known haunted house, but we in the community weren't well known. So what we wanted to do was put together our own thing, our own entity that had nothing to do with what we were doing at the haunted house. We want to talk about our experiences, but with this, the sky's the limit because it's our own ideas. Right. We can push our own narrative with this.
And how did you guys meet up? How did this all come together?
So as far as the meetup, I've known Nick for a very long time. Yep. Pre us working together outside. And the idea, it just kind of came, we talked a little bit about it, and then we decided it's time to push the envelope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's super dope. So I want to know, you guys getting this started. You guys are going strong. I see that you guys work very well together. What are you planning on doing within the next few years as far as with the podcast? How does that look in the next few years?
Oh, it's going up. The main goal is to, of course, open our own attraction. But last year we did a trunk or treat for the kids. We're going to do a Thanksgiving drive. I'm planning on doing another kickball game. and then also on top of that, a Toxic Fest.
A Toxic Fest. So what's this Toxic Fest? Like, what is this? Is it top secret, or you guys?
So just imagine the VP Fair downtown, but all horror based.
Okay.
The biggest thing with us is like, if we can do all this with our podcast, why not get back to the community? So that's where the trunk or treat came from. We want to do something with the kids. You know, we want to get the costume drive going, the different things that we can put money back into the community, obviously. But also, our own haunted house is coming. Like, it's definitely coming. The podcast will still stay afloat, no doubt about it. But the haunted house is coming, and that's the big thing. And then that will kind of fall over into the Toxic Fest. You know, those things will all just kind of align together.
So somebody like me would think that horror fest like this only happens in like October or around fall. Like, is that true, or like obviously it's not true? Because like, what month is this?
March.
It's the 2nd of March, and they're still doing things like this.
Oh yeah, it's year round, man. There are horror cons and haunted house cons year round. We'll actually be doing Trans World Haunted House Convention next weekend at the Dome at the America Center, downtown St. Louis. So it never ends, man. It consistently goes to where we have to decide which ones are worth going to and which ones are we going to stay home and not kill our bank accounts on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's big, man.
Are you guys looking to like network with anybody and get them on your podcast coming soon, or anything like that? Or?
Yes, that's always the goal, because if we can exchange ideas, exchange experiences, and then also do something that's beneficial for both parties, why not?
What type of people are you like looking forward to networking with that you like really want to get on your podcast, or just even work with in general?
So within the horror community, I feel like there's a difference between the haunt community and the horror community. The haunt community is strictly haunted house. Those people eat, sleep, live, and breathe the haunted house, but that's it. But in the horror community, it's more about movies. You know, we met a really cool horror author on the floor earlier, things like that. We would love to have any of them on there, man. There's so many different avenues within the community, so we want to help push everybody, but we also want to pick their brains and talk about their interest in the horror community. You know, what's their side?
What's something about the haunted and the horror community that interests you guys the most?
So me personally, it's just the mindset of the fandom, because everybody's different. You have some people that are fans who've never worked at or been to a haunted house, and like Nick said, they eat, breathe, sleep it. And then also on top of that, you have the people that are unfortunately negative, but I believe that we can change their minds.
Yeah. Anything for
We
you?
could definitely change their minds, man.
Something that interests you the most, whether it's in the haunted or the horror community.
I would definitely say the fandom, but more so than the fandom, the creativity.
Yeah.
These two communities allow you to be so incredibly creative, whereas other communities, there's kind of an end goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you come to a horror community, you'll see people making all kinds of stuff that you didn't even think was possible. But it allows you to expand your ideas, and you can just expand, and that's kind of what we're doing with the podcast too. So.
Right. And you had something to say?
Yes. So about the Toxic Icon podcast, sometimes when we do episodes, we have like special guests and stuff like that, and it's probably like their first time, and sometimes, and it might be the second times, and this is all I have to say.
Okay. So I see a lot of people out here. They're dressed up and everything. They got their horror costume on.
yeah.
Or should we expect to see you guys in costume anytime soon?
Oh, most definitely.
Tell them what we got going on next weekend.
So next weekend, we will be working not only at the Darkness Haunted House on Saturday, but we will also be working at Limb Brewery on Friday. And you can catch us in Sullivan, Missouri, May 3rd and May 4th at Terror on Route 66.
We will be acting a whole lot this spring. Tickets are still available online. Go to transworldhauntShows.com. You can buy tickets to both events to see us in action. We're going to run the show like we do in October. Live actors, the lights, the fog, the sound, the whole deal. And be there at Terror on Route 66, May 3rd and 4th, Sullivan, Missouri.
You guys are putting in work. Y'all shutting it down. Is there anything else that you guys want to put out there as far as with information, how to get in contact with y'all, or how to stay connected with the horror or haunted house community?
Yeah, so you can find us on everything at Toxic Icon Pod. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook is Toxic Icon Podcast, and then also YouTube if you're more of a visual versus an audio person.
It's big. Toxic Icon Pod on all those platforms like you already mentioned. Be sure to subscribe if you go to the YouTube. That's going to help push us. Drop the like. drop the comment, share it. The link tree in our bio will take you to everything you need to stay toxic.
I'm Ola.
Nick White.
You already G.
And this is Logan. Make sure to stay toxic. Toxic Icon Podcast.
And this is just another segment.